Wow, hey, this is not our normal video, but we had something happen. This happens all the time, week to week, but I thought, this one came in, and I thought, this is a good example of what happens when you're a YouTuber, or, well, if you go to the next level, we'll call it the influencer, and something to look out for. And there are a bunch of check boxes you can go through to take a look at something like this and just decide on whether, to reply to it or put it in the garbage can. And if you've only been with YouTube, say a few years, the last couple of years especially, and this is, sponsors are starting to send stuff into you, and you start looking at their offers, you got to be really careful. You got to be so careful. It's easy to trip up and fall down into a pit that will take all your money and wipe out your account. Just ask Linus. There was it Linus Tech Tips, I believe it was. They got tripped up. I guess it was about, I'm gonna say about 2-3 years ago now, and the damage was just absolutely. I can imagine it was just unaccountable amount of money lost and time and effort, and of course, poor Linus there just. Well, I guess he pretty close to a heart attack, But the problem is you'll get these offers, and some of them are substantial. They're good offers or whatever, but for sponsoring or collaborating with your show to try to put some money in your pocket and show a certain product or something. And I've done quite a bit of it over the years, and I've had a number of them where it was like, whoa, there's a problem. And this week we had an offer from Red Bull. Yeah, who doesn't know that name or what that is, and the minute I saw it, I sort of smiled, because I thought, well, we'll start the checklist and we'll go down through. But, right off the bat, the first red flag would be if it sounds too good to be true. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to show you the email here. Let's take a look at the email. Well, Bink, yeah, there you go. There's part of it. I trimmed out the return email box, because really that's what we're going to be talking about next. But I don't think I have the rights to publish his email all over the internet, even on YouTube, even though I'd love to give you the names and places and all the hookup for that, so you can go after them or something. But the very first thing I do after we've already realized it's too good to be true is we take a look at the email and read over the email quickly and say, okay, this is an offer from Red Bull, which doesn't look like it. I go to the email or the representative from Red Bull, the one that sent me the email, and look at his or her email address. That tells me something. There's a problem immediately. In this case, it's a general website seller. That's most of it. Well, they're overseas. They're not based out of the U.S. So why would a representative of Red Bull be contacting me through, Pakistan or something? It's like, no, that's just not working. So I'm going to call that our first red flag. Now, let's go back and take a look at the email again. Okay, so the next thing we're going to take a look at is this particular email. This was really, like I said, this was pretty sad, because it's only a couple lines, and basically they're just fishing to see if you'd be willing to talk to them about a possible collaboration with Red Bull. And if you look at the way it's written, it's in pretty good English, which is unusual. Usually the English is bad, which again indicates it's coming from a third world country somewhere, and it's like, no, this is not the real deal. But in this case, the only thing I can criticize on this one is it's blase. It's a piece of boilerplate. It's cut and pasted from something, and it's like there's really no discussion with your channel, nothing. It could be sent to any YouTuber, and it would read the same for them as it would for me, kind of thing. So it's again, that's a red flag, because it's not very personal at all. The other thing that you can look at, you can see there, is how it was addressed to. I believe it was High Coffee and Tools or something. It wasn't addressed really to my proper YouTube channel name. It wasn't through YouTube, which YouTube has its own sponsor thing going on these days, where they can contact you through a YouTube account to discuss a possible sponsor, that sort of thing. They have something set up for that. I looked at it last year. It was sort of uninteresting at the time.
And because we've been doing just fine with a certain companies such as Viver, that sort of thing, where they, tool companies send stuff over all the time, and we chit chat back and forth. Unfortunately, I've had a big move, and it's really put us way behind things, but we'll get caught up, I hope. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But the boilerplate thing that I wanted to point out here was just the blase of the email is just, it's like they're just, checking to see if you would respond to this. And the reason is, if you never reply, never click on the links at that point. If you've got these red flags up, don't get back to them, please. Don't talk to them. Don't do anything like that, because if the minute you reply, you become an active account that replies to even bogus stuff like this. And so they can actually sell that. That actually becomes marketable. It may be only, I'm not sure how many pennies or whatever it's worth, but someplace in a third world country, that's a marketable thing now. They've now got something tangible that they can sell. You know what I mean? So never reply or click on their links. In this case, there's no links or anything on this one. I'm going to go to the next, so all that's red flag. Now the next red flag would be, but this one didn't have it because it's just checking to see if we would, show interest or reply. The next one is usually, a lot of times they will attach a PDF file. This is where it's extremely dangerous if you're a YouTuber, because this is where, I think it was Linus of Tech Tips, I believe. I think this is how they got in. But they'll send you a PDF file and the first giveaway with the PDF file is for contract, for money negotiations, that kind of thing. So they're really, pulling you in. It'll say that they're going to give you a certain number code so you can open up this fresh new account with them, to where they're going to be, set up to make payments to you, because you're going to be, selling their product online with YouTube. Yeah. And it'll say in small letters, or the representative will mention it to you, that, oh, by the way, it must be opened by a PC or a Windows machine. Yeah, Windows OS. You see, if it's open with an Apple, for whatever reason, it's blocked, it won't work. Yeah, good old Apple, So that's a dead, huge red flag giveaway that they're going to get into your computer. That's what they're really doing, is they're going to get into your system, open up your accounts. They'll even have, a computer watching to see what yours is doing, and get your passwords, get it all together really quick. And it'll all happen in seconds, So again, you do not want to ever respond to anything like that. If you can open up the PDF file and download it, and you don't need to go through any security at that point, you might be okay. You're probably okay. But if it comes up with a page and says, well, it requires a security access and enter a special code or something, and they're willing to give you the code and everything, it's like, I would just back out and say, no, don't do it. You've gone too far already just by responding, and now you're really helping the scammers, that kind of thing. It's a shame that all this happens, but this is the sort of thing. And I just saw this email. Like I said, it might not have been the best example to show you guys today, but I just thought, when I saw this come out, I thought this is a perfect example of a brand name, and it's coming from a third world country. Like, yeah, come on, this is kind of like that. Was it the wife that lost the husband, lives in Bong Bong, Africa someplace, and there's $10 million in the U.S. account, and she's willing to split it with you. Just give her your banking information so that she can transfer the money or something. So yeah, there's lots of scams in there. In fact, if you have an email box, you probably get junk in there all the time anyways. But I was just trying to, I guess, help some of the newer YouTubers out there that might not realize, what do I look at, or how do I check to see if this thing is authentic or not. And so I thought I'd just give you some ideas as to what to look for. A lot of times, if it's a fairly big company, you should look at their address, the @ and the @ might be at marketing / in this case, redbull.com or something like that, where they'll have their own service, you'll be dealing with their marketing department, that kind of thing. And then you sort of know that, you're on par with who you should be talking to, and not people you should not be talking to. This is really an off base for my normal topics, I guess, but it was just something that happened this week again, and I just thought, we should probably just update the show on that sort of thing. That I think I did something in the past about what to look for when an offer comes in. Now, another shock, a lot of YouTubers that just are viewers but don't produce, they get surprised at how many offers you get. And I average somewhere between, 5 to 10 offers per day, and sometimes more. The more popular the channel got some years ago, the more ridiculous it got. In fact, it got to the point where I had to set aside a certain amount of time each day to look at all the offers. Yeah, we were that flooded with different companies. And again, you have to, I'll just throw some more free advice out there, but if you have a business model with YouTube, which I do, I have a certain, business model that I try to stay within. The offer sometimes will be way away from that business model, and I'm going to highly recommend don't get into it. Don't go there unless you're willing to just take in anything and everything. Your garage or your house will fill up with junk in a hurry. There's a lot of garbage that will be mailed into you so you can do a review on it on your show or something. What I'm doing today, I was just trying to explain to you how to easily look, without opening, without doing anything else, just look at the email itself, check to see where it came from and things. And it's like a lot of times, bing, you'll see the red flag starting to pop up as you go through your checklist. There's more, but a good offer a lot of times won't be that short either. Usually it'll be a fairly lengthy page outlining everything from contractual type things where you might be entering a contract between them and yourself as to what you're going to be doing with their product on your show, that sort of thing. And again, if you have the viewers, you have the power. A lot of times if you have 30,000 viewers per episode or something, you can just tell them, hey, send me the product, we'll do it, but no rules. We'll take, we'll walk with you, but that's about it. That's all we're going to do. So anyways, hopefully that may have helped a few of the newbies to YouTubers out there to, what to look for or how to, quickly figure out whether it's the real deal or not. And I'm going to get out of here because we've got a lot of other stuff coming up soon, I hope. Thank you for watching Copy Tools. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring the notice bell. And I'm out of here and over and out.